Welcome. Today we're diving into a really fascinating world where quantum physics and holistic wellness meet. We're going to explore a modality that claims it can tap into the very blueprint of your health. So let's start with this big question. What if you could do exactly this? This is the core idea behind something called a quantum autoscan. And look, it might sound like science fiction, but the claim here is that it's a very real application of some pretty deep scientific principles. Okay, so to really wrap our heads around how this works, we need to start with the foundational concept it's all built on. The idea that every living thing has what's called an informational biofield. So what is an informational biofield? Well, according to this model, your body isn't just a physical machine. It's actually guided by this non-physical template, a kind of blueprint that holds all the instructions for perfect health and function. Now, this slide is really key to understanding what makes this approach different. On the right, you've got your typical energy waves, like radio waves, right? That involves sending physical energy, and you usually need to be close by. But on the left, we have informational resonance. This isn't about broadcasting energy. It's about using specific numerical rates that act like coordinates, a unique code to tune directly into your body's biofield, no matter where on Earth you are. This whole idea of a connection that works over a great distance might sound a little out there. But believe it or not, it's grounded in a quantum principle that famously baffled one of the greatest scientific minds ever. Yup, a spooky action at a distance. That's the famous phrase Albert Einstein himself used to describe a quantum phenomenon he found totally bizarre. And yet, supporters of this technology say that very spookiness is the key to understanding how this whole process can work, completely ignoring physical distance. And that scientific principle is quantum entanglement. The theory here is that by using a hair sample, what they call a witness, the instrument can create an entanglement link directly with you. And if that's true, that link is instantaneous. Distance just doesn't matter. All right, so we've got the mind-bending theory down. Let's get practical. How does this theoretical quantum link actually turn into a process called an autoscan? What does it do? Okay, it's basically a four-step process. You've got two identical witnesses, like a hair sample, placed on the machine. The instrument then establishes that quantum link we talked about. Next, it sends an informational signal out to your biofield, and your biofield sends a signal right back. And here's the really clever part. That return signal gets flipped 180 degrees and sent back to you, creating this continuous corrective conversation. So now we have this loop running, this constant back and forth between the instrument and the person. What's it actually supposed to be doing for the body's system? Well, it's often explained using the onion concept. Think of any imbalances you have as the layers of an onion. With every pass of that feedback loop, the system identifies the most prominent distortion, the outermost layer, and sends back a corrective signal to help gently peel it away, one by one. So how long does this onion peeling take? A standard session is typically just about 30 minutes, and that's often said to be enough to make a real difference. But for issues that are a bit more deep-seated, these sessions can actually be extended for hours, sometimes even running overnight. And here's a crucial point. You're not just letting the system scan randomly. Let's say you have a specific issue like a headache. The practitioner can actually use the dials to input the rate for headache. This basically tells the system, hey, focus your attention right here first. It's a way of prioritizing the work instead of just waiting for it to find its way there. This all sounds amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually mean in the real world? What are the practical applications, and what kind of benefits are people actually reporting? From what users report, the outcomes cover a really wide range of well-being. People often talk about feeling a new sense of energy, getting deeper, more restorative sleep, or even finding relief from those persistent chronic issues. The central idea is that all these benefits come from bringing that informational blueprint of the body back into harmony. And because the theory says that every living thing is organized by a biofield, the applications really branch out. It's being used in veterinary care to support animals without invasive procedures, and even in agriculture to help boost the vitality of soil and crops naturally. So what this technology really offers is a compelling idea that maybe we can interact directly with the very information that governs our health. It really leaves you with a powerful question about the deep and often invisible connections between information, energy, and life itself.
To book your session, simply send a WhatsApp to this number and you will receive a short intake questionnaire to book your session.